Roland Osage here with the East Bay exclusive powered by Real Broker. Now, if you've been considering moving to the East Bay area of California, there's definitely some things you should know. I've lived here all 29 years of my life, and I'm going to discuss the 10 things that I think people moving to this area should really know before calling the East Bay their home. But before we get started, please do me a solid and hit the subscribe button, because I'm doing these videos for you East Bay residents or soon to be East Bay residents, and I would love your support. So let's get into it. Number one, the first thing to know about the East Bay is there's honestly something this region has to offer for everyone. From tons of hiking and trails to lakes and parks, the greater Bay Area has an insane amount of depth and beauty to it when it comes to nature, and that can range from a 1-hour drive to a 3-hour drive for a destination you may want to see here in Northern California. And honestly, maybe that's one of the reasons why it's so damn expensive here in the Bay Area. Number two, the next tip is the food scene. My wife and I are constantly trying new restaurants throughout the East Bay, some of which are new to us but have been here for years. With the Bay Area being such a melting pot, we have an insane variety of food, from every nationality you can think of, all the way to food pop-ups and fusion restaurants. My favorite food-centric cities here in the East Bay would have to be Walnut Creek, Lafayette, and my absolute favorite being Oakland. If you take a look at my website, eastbayexclusive.com, I have a lot of articles around food because it's part of what makes the East Bay what it is. We're super lucky that we're in a region that isn't saturated with your normal food chains. Number three, another interesting thing about the East Bay is how rare it is to find people that are actually born and raised here in the East Bay. We're a very rare breed, and I think it's really cool how much other people have clearly taken a liking to this beautiful area and these different counties that all offer so much in their own aspects. Next at number four is the weather, which is another thing that we pay for in California. The East Bay area specifically can have a lot of different microclimates, but definitely Contra Costa County as well as the Tri-Valley areas are known to get the hottest in the summer. We don't experience as much rain as we need to, but if you're not a fan of rain and really cold weather, then the East Bay will be perfect for you. I've even had clients move to the East Bay from San Francisco specifically because they wanted warmer weather year-round. And at number five are the schools. So here in the East Bay area, we actually have some of the best public schools depending on which city you're in. And so many people during the pandemic specifically came to different cities in the East Bay, and the reason being is when they were living in the South Bay, in order for people to get their children into better schools was to pay for private schools. So when people fled to the suburbs, they were actually able to ditch those private school payments and possibly get a way bigger house, but still have their kids in a great school system. If you're curious which cities have the top rated schools in the East Bay, ask me in the comments below and I'll give you more info. Number six is gonna be the difference between city life and suburb life. If you're really into city life, the Oakland, Berkeley, and the downtown areas of Walnut Creek will fit your lifestyle best. But if you're looking for more family-friendly suburb life, then there's gonna be a lot of cities to name. But the best thing is, all of these cities are at max 45 minutes from each other. For instance, I live in Martinez. I frequently go to Oakland for food almost once per week. That drive takes me about 25 minutes max, which I think is a huge advantage, whereas in San Francisco, it can take you up to 45 minutes just to get from one side of the city to the other. Number seven, and of course I had to touch on this one, which is the real estate. We have a wide variety of real estate here in the East Bay and the various price tags that come along with it. In your more affordable areas of the East Bay, like Pittsburgh, California, for instance, you can get into a starter home right now for about $550,000. Now, don't get me wrong, that comes with some sacrifices like longer commute times and not as highly rated schools. But take Danville, California, for instance, which is about 40 minutes away from Pittsburgh, but your same starter home is gonna land you at about 1.2 million. But that also comes with top 10 schools in the state. So when you're thinking of coming out here, especially buying in the East Bay, it's really important that someone tells you about all these different areas and helps you make a big decision off experience and knowing your lifestyle and what your family needs. Number eight is the bridge tolls. There are 8 tolls in the Bay Area. Now for the East Bay, not all of these will affect you, but the ones which could affect you the most when you factor commuting into the picture would be Benicia Martinez Bridge, Carquinez Bridge, Dumbarton Bridge, Richmond San Rafael Bridge, and the San Francisco Oakland Bridge. So my advice would be to work this into your family's budget if you are looking at homes that will require you to factor that toll into. So one of the biggest reasons people come to the East Bay is, of course, jobs. Some of the top employers here are Kaiser, Sutter Health, Safeway, Tesla, and Salesforce. But the Bay Area also has a ton of startups in tech that are starting to come to the East Bay area as well. So whether you're coming in from out of state or if you don't want to or are tired of living in San Francisco, you eventually come to the beautiful East Bay and get a good mix of city and suburb. And lastly, at number 10, we have the commute times here in the Bay Area. And the reason I'm saying Bay Area, not just East Bay, is because not everyone has the luxury of a commute to just Oakland. If you have to go into San Francisco from Walnut Creek, you're easily looking at about an hour in car and 45 minutes via BART. And if you're not familiar with BART, I have a BART map that shows every single city that BART hits right here. If you ask a lot of locals, they really don't like BART. It has its issues and its delays, but a big complaint usually is the lack of security and authoritative presence in BART. But keep in mind, commuting times can be rough from East Bay to either South Bay or Silicon Valley. But many do it because the East Bay is more affordable and people want to live in a single family home that they can afford. All right, so that was 10 things to think about or know when it comes to moving here to the East Bay. Now, if you're getting ready to move out here, my team and I would love to be your go-to resource when it comes to buying or selling. So if you want to know more about our process and how we help buyers and sellers in the East Bay market, just reach out to us at eastbayexclusive@gmail.com. Don't forget to head to my website, eastbayexclusive.com, sign up for our weekly newsletter so you can get insight on everything going on in the East Bay. We'll see you on the next video.